Looking back on the history of the ambulance and the great service it has provided for our communities, you have to go all the way back to the very beginning. That how medical ambulance services began and how they assisted with wartime efforts. The history of ambulance transport services actually started in the year 1703. This was the first example of a full-time hospital-based transport medical service. Later in 1867, the innovative and discreet ambulance devised by London's hospital carriage community was developed. It became the first civilian vehicle in Europe to meet the criteria for a completely modern ambulance service. It had a specialty designed affiliation with a hospital and was provisioned for en route medical care and the patient that needed it. During the beginning of the Civil War, no unified ambulance corps existed in either the Union or Confederate armies, and as a result, many men died during the war. As the ambulance services would continue, the two-wheeled ambulance service would provide communities with transportation. However, those lucky enough to survive the trip had to deal with a great deal of jolting and rocking, which was very uncomfortable for riders. In 1910, the first motor vehicle ambulance began operation, responding to 700 of the 4,000 ambulance calls in the first year. 1916 saw St. John Ambulance split its function and the Victorian Civil Ambulance Service was formed, slowly relying on public donations and municipal council financial support as the then state government refused to subsidize the ambulance service, unlike the statewide police and fire brigades. By 1916, the service was insolvent and its closure contemplated despite transporting 5,600 patients a year and traveling 16,000 miles. However, in 1916, a serious outbreak of influenza in Victoria made the ambulance service essential, and with public health department funding the epidemic, staff rose to 85 drivers and attendants, and the fleet increased to 16 cars and horse-drawn vehicles.